Clearly, the travel industry is a cyclical industry. And last time around, let's be honest, it was the OTAs coming out party. Post 9/11, 2002, OTAs were around and they were growing, but it took that spark. It took an instigator for it to really sort of take over, because it took over two parts. It took the industry side and the consumer side. The industry side having the right tools, building the right functionality, but it took that downturn, that spark, to really light a fire under consumers to want to change their behavior. It was a motivation for them to say, I don't want to just do what I've been doing. This is a reason for me to try something new. And this time around, it's going to be meta search that benefits. So Expedia launched with their TripAdvisor brand a new meta search tool for the airline industry. And it was a huge game changer in the way that it looks and feels. It's very different than the products that are out there. It's really built for the mainstream consumer, and the time is now for meta search. Then they layered on their most recent announcement about the reduction or removal of airline fees. And they're presenting it as a temporary thing, but it's very likely and feasible that it's permanent. Let's think back to the way that Priceline did it when they first started. It again started as a promotional vehicle, and then it became permanent. So we can expect that it's a high likelihood that this is the way things are going to be. What that does to the meta search framework is incredibly interesting. When we look at Kayak today, they're presenting all the various airlines as well as orbits and cheap tickets in their central sort of search, their core search. When you look at TripAdvisor's tool, they've got Expedia and Travelocity and Hotwire, as well as the branded websites. When you look at what happens when you remove Expedia's fees, suddenly not only is Travelocity not competitive, but Orbitz is not competitive. And by default, that makes Kayak not competitive. It's a really kind of a 1-2 punch and an incredibly smart and strategic, aggressive stance to take. And it's definitely going to have a big impact in the marketplace.